Okay guys, so before we had only two statements for requested user, which can be requested could be 0, which means no request has been sent, and requested 1, which means we sent a request to the user. But now we'll have more requests because here we are created new triggers. This will be request 0, request 1, request 2, request 3, etc. Okay. So we will go and implement it. We will update our code. We will make our code more and more advanced. So we're going back to our Xcode project. We're going to the Friends View controller. And as the step number 1, I'm scrolling to the top and I will change the name of this variable, which is requested. So I want to change it to something like friendship request. So I hold command and I click on this left mouse click and I write edit in all scope. Okay, and here I'll give a new name, friendship status, something like this, friendship status. So if you search for it, it will be updated everywhere. Okay, excellent. So as the next step, since we have changed this variable, so we will go to the function which is a search user function. So that is the one. Or you can select here search user, and that is the one, our function. So here we go. So we're now inside of this function. So we're scrolling it down. This printing JSON, I believe I can remove it. We're scrolling down this statement where we're checking the friendship status. So that is the one which I will edit. I will comment it out because it is no more required for us. And I will write a new statement. Here, as you see, guys, here we are having on the two types of statement where requested equals null. We assign empty integer, which is 0, or let's say it is 1. So we will work now in a little bit different way. Okay, so here I'm writing for user and users, opening close for user and user, opening close curly brackets, and here we'll write if user in the square brackets, then in the quotation marks request senders, if request underscore sender, make sure that this is the exact name as here is in your column, is ns null, means equals false, means it is not null, and user then open and close square brackets, then write request sender as integer is equals to integer, open and close round brackets, and in the round brackets write id as being string. Okay, so let me explain it here. So it means request sender is current user. Okay guys, let's have a look here. So here we're writing if request sender is not empty and request sender is current user. Okay, in order to make it more readable, what I will do is here at the beginning of the search, here we have a new variable which is ID. I will edit it in all scope by writing current user underscore ID. So it must make it more readable for you. Okay, current user. Request sender is the current user or is a current user. In this case, what we want to do is we want to tell to the Xcode, we want to execute trigger self.friendship status dot append new element, which is 1. So 1 is the current user sensor statement. Then we'll write else if user open and close square brackets, then in the quotation marks we'll write request underscore receiver is ns null equals false. So this means if request receiver is not null, because this means is null, but where we write equals false means is not null. and we continue, and user in the square brackets, and then in the quotation marks we'll write request underscore receiver as integer equals to current user's ID equals to integer. Then in the round bracket we'll write current user ID as string, as question mark string. Okay, so that one means request received by current user. Okay, so for that one, we'll execute the trigger self.friendship status.append it with 2 to receive friendship. And we continue, else if user, then in the square brackets, we're writing friendship underscore sender is ns null equals false, open curly bracket. And here we'll write self.friendship status dot append 3. So user or current user accepted is the one who accepted friendship earlier, of course not now. And here we'll write, we continue, else if user, then in the square brackets, and then in the quotation marks we'll write friendship underscore receiver is ns null equals false, open and close curly brackets. Here I made a mistake. Current user is the one who sent invitation of friendship which got accepted. So means current user is the one who initiated the friendship. And here will be current user is the one who accepted the friendship. So we're tracking even that one. So here we'll write again self.friendship status.append 3. So it will be the same friendship status. And of course, we need to consider in the other scenarios, we need to protect ourselves. Self.friendship status append with 0, for example. All other possible scenarios or failures to read the project. Okay, here we are checking status of every user, checking friendship status of every user. So copy this code, we'll just insert it in the load more function. Copy that block of code, and we're going to the search more function, and here ID I will change it to current user ID, current user underscore ID. Okay, so I'm scrolling down. This one is where we are commenting because there's no more required for us. And here we will insert the code which we just now copied. Okay, excellent. So as the next step, we need to update accordingly the button. Let's say if the friendship is requested, so we need to change the icons, or if the friendship is accepted and we're friends, let's say of Daniel Craig, so we need to change the icon as well. So as we would need 4 scenarios, we need 4 times to change the icon for all of these scenarios. So I'll write a separate protocol, not a protocol, I'll write a separate function which will be actually in charge of updating the button. Okay, so right after return cell here, which means self-forward index path, that is the one, right? So right after this function here, I'll write a new function, and I'll write func update open and close round brackets and then curly brackets. So here I'll make a first parameter button of type UI button. Then we need icon of type string, means icon colon space string, then comma, then we'll write color of type UI color, means color colon UI color. Okay, this function updates any button with following parameters. Okay, great. So here let's see what type of changes do we need. So that is the one where we return the cell, which is a search user cell. That is the one in this code. This is the 2 lines which we want to change. I'll just copy these 2 lines and I will insert them right here to just know. Okay, first of all, send cell.friend button. We'll replace it just with the button. And then the name of the icon or the image, I'll just replace it with the icon. It is string. And the color which we want the button to convert to, I'll just replace it with the color. Okay, here we are setting icon or background image. And here we are setting color of the button. Great. So this function is ready. Let's now call it in the self-referent index path. Okay, very good. So here we have actually 2 scenarios. So we need actually more scenarios rather than 2. So what I will do is I'll just delete this and I will start from the scenario which is if self.friendship status equals 1 means we or the current user has requested this user for the friendship, so this icon which we want to keep. So then we'll call the function cell.update the button, which is a cell.friend button. Icon, we will use their friend.png, so this is we call friend.png, and the color we will change it to the Facebook brand color, helper.facebook color. Okay, we'll consider now the following scenario: else if.self.friendship status in the square brackets index path dot row coming out from the square brackets equals 2. That one is when we have received the request of the friendship. And here we'll write self.update cell.friend button, the button which we want to update, with the icon. Here will be respond.png icon, which we have already imported, and color will be helper.facebook color. Very good. So this first scenario is current user sent friendship request, and the second scenario will be current user received friendship request, and the following scenario will be current user and user are friends. So, and searched user are friends. Okay, so here we'll write else if self.friendship status in the square brackets we are writing index path dot row equals 3. Then we will write self.update button, which is a cell.friend button with the icon friends.png with the color helper open and close round bracket Facebook color. Very good. And the rest of the scenarios else want to write self.update button, which is a cell.friend button with the icon unfriend.png with the color dark gray color. So means all other scenarios. Okay, means not or just means there are all other scenarios. Okay, so one more thing which you might want is you can, if you want, you can change the name of this from friend to just request. And if you want to change it everywhere, so you can search your question mark friend, and then it will tell you where you have used this. So here for loading for observer, we'll keep the same. For that one, we'll keep the same. And another one here is also the same. Or what you can do, you can write friend.png. It will return you all where you have used this. So this one will replace it with the request.png. Means we have sent a request. That our unfriend will keep, and that one is also will replace it with the request.png. Okay, let me check. That is also, we'll replace it. Okay, great. So here we are done. I will now build and run this code in order to see the changes live. So what we have done actually, I just gave a more relative name rather than just calling friend.png. I just called it request.png, which is more logical, I believe. Okay, here are some requests. I'm searching for the friends. So what it does say, look, that is really interesting, guys. I will cancel the search. So here are two users who send to Jennifer Lawrence the friendship request. This is Jennifer Lawrence, and these are her requests. So Bradley Cooper and Daniel Craig. Let's search for Bradley Cooper. So you see the icon is changed. So here we can reply back. So this behavior will also deprogram. Okay. So these icons are changed, and Daniel Craig icons is changed as well. And see the icon of Jackie Chan, who is actually the friend of Jennifer Lawrence. So we go to the friends. Here we see the friendship between user 2 and user 5. User 2 is a Jennifer Lawrence, and user 5 is Jackie Chan. That is the one. Okay, so that is superb, guys. So this is how we are manipulating the buttons, which is really, really amazing. So what we will do now, we will now just develop the behavior. Whenever we click the button, there is always must be different actions rather than sending a request. So that is really superb, guys. Let's go and implement these changes.